In this video, we're going to look at how to use the New York Times rent versus buy calculator to compare renting or buying a house. Now you can find this easily enough using Google. Just type in New York Times rent versus buy. It should come up as your first or one of the first searches results from the search. So here's what the page looks like. And I'm going to compare, let's say we're looking at a home that costs $250,000. So that price would go in here. And we think a similar home could be rented for $1,500 a month. So this is where this is the basic screen here. There's a couple other screens we'll get to in a moment. We need to adjust mortgage rates. Today I could get a mortgage for about 5%, so 5.0. We also have one for annual property tax. This is a bit high for Arizona. This calculator is set up in general. I'm going to say about 0.8. I'm going to try and say 0.8 here. 0.8, 0.835, whatever. $2,000 is roughly what I would expect in taxes on a house of $250,000. So as you research a home, you can adjust this for what you're looking at. Over here we have some advanced settings, and they have some general things in here like 1 month's deposit for rent, renter's insurance rates, costs for buying and selling a home, annual renovation costs, homeowners association. This could be important, especially if you're looking at a condo. You might have a fee of $100 in here or so for HOA. But we'll say this house doesn't have any fee there. And those are under the buying tab. Then over here in the general tab we have a few other things. Return on investments. The down payment, obviously you're taking out of a bank account and you might be able to get a good return on it, although not so much today. Today banks are paying 1 to 2%. We'll say 2%, 2.0 there. Income tax rate. This makes a difference on selling the house and other factors. So my income tax rate is a little higher than that. I'll say 30% here. And inflation rate. So you'll do some research on what you think the inflation rate is going to be, and this will affect our calculations. And we hit calculate. We see that at $250,000 under these parameters, buying would turn out better than renting after 3 years. On this graph, we can click on various dots at different years. So for example, if you're going to keep this house for 10 years, you have an average annual savings of $6,352 a year over those 10 years. Now this was assuming the house price is going to go up by 1% and the rent's going to go up by 3%. As we all know, in Phoenix today, this is 2010, prices have actually declined over the last year and rents are falling too. So let's try what the effect would 0% on both of these do. So let's say nothing ever changed. The rent stayed exactly $1,500 a month and the home never went anywhere. So it seems to have adjusted it. And while it's still going to turn out to be a good buy after a better buy buying over renting, you can see they're much closer together now. So this calculator gives you a quick opportunity to test a bunch of different parameters. You could even say, what if the home continues to drop 2% a year or 5%? As you can see, it would never be a good deal. Now, obviously prices won't drop forever, so there's no way for me to make it drop and then come back up later. But it gives you a chance to analyze a bunch of different scenarios very quickly for what will be the biggest financial decision of your life. And you will need to use this when you compare renting versus buying in our home buying project.